Hi everybody, good morning, good morning. I'm back. I'm back. Good morning everybody, gather round. Gather round, let's talk, gather round. It is 1:52. I just took a shower. And whilst in the shower, I had trains of thoughts as I normally do. Every time I'm taking a shower, or just anybody else, you have to notice. I don't know if you've noticed already, your subconscious and your conscious minds connect, and you do a lot of thinking when you're taking a shower. So as I was taking a shower, I kept on thinking about how as people we all think differently, but we all think differently, we assimilate information differently, but there is this thing where most people think one person is smarter than the other, but it's just that people see information differently, and what do they occupy their time with. I had this. I've known this for some time, but then it kept on coming back to me when I just kept on thinking about different situations, and I came to notice how everybody is smart, everybody stresses, everybody thinks of different things, but the question is, what do you stress on? What do you think on? The way a person stresses about food in the house, the way a person might stress about work, the way a person might stress about gossip, it's the same stress. It's just a question of what do you focus on, what do you spend your brain power on, what do you focus on, at what level are you playing at. you know I've had many situations where I think about people in Africa. Okay, sorry, I'm just adjusting this. People in Africa and people, hi Peter, and people here. And obviously there's a big gap when it comes to development opportunities and stuff like that when you think about the USA or European countries and in Africa. But removing what people experience, I've come to see how when you think about a person who's doing well, so you think about what person is everybody going to know here. Let's talk about for example, I don't want to use a politician because I don't want it to sound political, but let's say you get Jay-Z and you get someone in Africa always dealing with drama, who beat who said what, how did you say this thing. Everybody is thinking, everybody is using their intelligence, and both are smart. It's just a question of what part of the food chain are you worrying about. Are you worrying about people? Are you enduring family and friends? Are you enduring gossip? Is it a job that you're enduring, or are you enduring a company? So everybody thinks, um, everybody's smart in their own way. But if people could just see there's a chain, there is sort of like a ladder where if you're not careful, there is no path in life to success. There is no straight path to happiness. And people have to take the time to ask themselves the right questions that will empower them. People have to take the time to see what level they're playing. Where you just look inside and see, okay, am I happy with my life? Am I happy with what I have? Is this it? If I have 20 more years left, 5 more years left, 1 week left, what life I live right now, am I happy? Am I content? If I'm not, what could I do better? And individually, if we start asking ourselves such questions, trust me, the way you see the world will start changing. So instead of watching, for example, we're all on the internet here. There are some people who the best part about the internet is they'll show boobs and legs and stuff like that, and that's what they have. Another person is there selling courses. Another person is there, connecting merchandising. Another person is gossiping. Everybody's thinking and stressing. But if we could just ask ourselves, at what level am I playing? What consumes my thought? Is it just gossip? Is it about who slept with who? Is it about who beat who? Is it about what shoe that other person wore? Is it the relationships that are booming in town? Is it how scared that person was? All these things, when you think about it, after 100 years, they won't even matter. So we should take this time where we ask the quality of life I have right now. The quality of life I have. Am I content? If I'm not, what can I do to get better? How can I live a better life? What do I want to worry about? Do I want to worry about people? Do I want to worry about bills? Do I want to worry about a gossip? Do I want to worry about relationships? About my health? And all this, the moment you start asking yourself such questions, you put yourself in an empowering state, because now you're elevating your life through your thoughts process. And some things will easily not capture your mind because you're thinking of bigger, better things. So like today, there's this group that I had been watching lately, Zambian Everywhere, and I once held it once, and there was a heated argument. There's this guy from I think Nigeria, is called Taco or Matako something. I don't know his name, but he has over, I'm not sure the number, but every time he goes live on Instagram, he has over 2,000. I don't know him. My sister knows. I guess he has over 2,000 views. And girls, Zambian girls, mostly Zambian people, go there, they twerk, they do what, they sunsha, they have fun. So I hear, allegedly. And there was a heated argument where the page I hosted a couple of days ago, Zambians Everywhere on Instagram, the girls got upset and they started telling Zambians, this guy is Nigerian and whatever. Is this the way we, the Zambians, are going to display ourselves when, there are other people doing businesses and stuff like that? Why don't we focus on things that are productive? Anyway, let me just say it was heated. It went on for hours. I could see my sister jumping on and forth. And I just started thinking, observer, like I like to understand what makes people tick. I like to understand what people think, and just to come from a point of just observing. And I think because I observed that, I kept on thinking back and forth. That the Nigerian person with Zambian girls who are Frenkulalin and doing all that stuff, he has something that attracts the audience. He's a musician and whatever, he's creating. Others might be pointing out something very valuable, but they're complaining. And it made me realize in life, you're either creating or you're complaining, you're destroying. Which one are you on the angle bar? And at times, if you're not careful, you find yourself in many situations. It could be within a relationship, you're always complaining about the partner, or are you creating them by speaking positive things? It could be with friends. Are you always complaining? Like, what are the dynamics? And the moment you start asking yourself these questions, I think the way you perceive life starts changing. So just as there was that confusion, it made me think as well, the same stress the girls were handling, even though they had a great point, there was brains thinking and stuff like that, it's the same stress with someone like Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, has. So, oh, my noise woke up my daughter, and it's around 2 a.m. Oh my god. Hi. It's 2. You're supposed to be sleeping. Oh, sorry, my daughter woke up. Come, I hold you. You're supposed to be sleeping, you little Lumpa Lumpa. I'll hold her and then she'll sleep in my arms and then I'll go. I'll try to finish this up. Come here. Oh, come here, you little lady. Oh, was mommy making too much noise? Sorry. So, yes. What? It's time to sleep, no time for juice. So it made me think, just the way Mark Zuckerberg worries about deals, he's worrying about millions and billions, the same way other people worry about what another person is saying or doing. So the question is, what do you focus on? What do you spend your intelligence on? Is it about who the length of the skirt? Is it about who's dated who? Is it about who's gossiping? Is it about how another person is using their social media platform? Is it about which deal you're going to make, about the money you're going to make to put your family at a better place? Are you looking for opportunities? What do you worry about? What do you spend your time on? And it's very interesting. While everything seems productive, if you don't have the intent, the focus, and narrowing what you're trying to do and achieve in life, it's easy to fall in these distractions that come around. So it just made me think, it was really heated and people put in so much energy, and it just made me realize even people who create wealth and money, they are just as focused and as driven when they're doing such stuff. So are you in gossiping? Are you, yeah, you're all smart. Everybody's smart in their own way. But how are your five senses, your education, your experience, how are you using it today? You have to know an untrained mind will always go to default. Some people default can be gossip. Some people default might be drama. Other people default might be just chaos that's happening around. So you have to see, how does your brain work? What have you fine-tuned it on? Sleep, my sweethearts. Oh, shit, it's 2 a.m. You're going to sleep at Agatha's? Okay, I will have to go soon. So it's important that you really see. Just the way people here worry about wealth, worry about how they can make the country better, what opportunities, what can they discover. If people back home worried about building, how they can tap into other countries using all that energy and resources, I'm very sure African countries would make it. And just the way back home in African countries, even here, there are places, many places are so focused on who's wearing what, who's dancing, who's like, that's a highlight of the day. That's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. If you're not careful, before you know it, you might be 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and you're still running around in a circle. You haven't left the problems that you were facing when you were younger. So it's very careful where you just take this time to ask yourself where your focus goes, where your energy goes. Is it something that's elevating you or something that's holding you back? So it's really interesting. It's really interesting because just the same energy we use, are we in jewelry or are we building? Are we focusing on chaos that's just dramatic, or are we making money? Are we connecting with family? What are we doing? It's very important. So if you're under quarantine and you find yourself drawn to certain stuff, ask yourself, what's the intent? What's the end goal? What are you most passionate about in your life? Is it being a better wife, a better husband? Is it making more money? Is it just being found in the local drama that's around your area? You really have to be careful, especially if you have ambition and you have a vision of being more than you are. You have to focus where your attention goes. If you're going to argue or be in situations, make sure it either brings your money or builds your brand into something better. So that's what I wanted to share, my 2 cents before going to bed. As you can see, my eyes are a little bit red. It is what time is it? 2:06. No makeup, no shine. That way silly. So have you ever experienced something where you're just maybe arguing with a person or going through stuff and you're thinking it's pointless? Give me a like or a heart. Let me know. Do you ever see some things and then you just see them and you're like, that doesn't even make sense? Like, why do I do this? Why do I find myself in self-sabotage things? It's almost like me. I've been working on losing my weight. Sometimes I go off track, I buy a burger and stuff like that. And afterwards, I'm asking, why the heck did I even do that? Do you go through something like that? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Have you figured out which part of your life you're in? Are you in creating? Also, there are many phases of life. Phase one, you're just enjoying discovering yourself, having fun, partying, stuff like that, which is fun. Most people go through that. Not everybody is interested, but most people go through that. I went through that, I know. Guilty. Phase two, where you're ambitious, determined, and you're looking to build wealth, build stability.
Mommy,
Yes, sweetie.
my tongue is hurting.
Oh, because you were sucking your thumb. You shouldn't suck your thumb. Come here, you little. Phase three is the part where you're looking to connect, build a family. Whether ulichipondo, you're a savage, you're a person who's loving. Everybody goes through that in different times. So you have to understand, what stage are you in. Are you looking to create a family? Are you looking for love as a person, a relationship? So you find sometimes when you mix a person who's creating wealth, they don't care about chilling, they don't care about the party as much, and they want business opportunities. You find it's going to clash. It doesn't make so much sense. If you get people who one person is interested in just enjoying, just enjoying life, self-discovery, connection with random people, and just having fun, that's a stage, and everybody's entitled to whatever part of life they're going, and it's not restricted. Sometimes you can find the party times come when you're older, sometimes when you're younger. It's so different. But to understand which stage you're in and connect with people who are in that stage, that's power. That's power to you. Because you'll find yourself getting very irritated, especially if you're trying to create and build, and then you have people around you who are just squandering, and partying. Nga nimo bagayi mpya mpera fe ba girlfriend. If you have someone who wants to party, you're telling them to be serious. Then I watch lady. So like, you really have to discover what stage of life are you in. Are you surrounded by people who are in a similar stage? Or are you holding down someone? Or are you pulling someone who doesn't want to be pulled? That's very important. And if you don't ask yourself such questions, you'll find that you'll always be irritated. You'll be drawn in drama, which is unnecessary at times. You're for saving for COVID. Another person will be thinking, I want to create a company right now, and another person just wants to be squandering money. So you really have to see what stage you're in, and there's no right answer or wrong answer. But it's important to tag along with people who are on the same phase as you, so that you don't clash, that you don't hold people back, or you don't let other people hold you back. So what stage are you in? The brain power you have, the five senses, are they all focused on the drama around you? Are they focused on just enduring family? Are they focused on growing as a person, being better? You really have to ask yourself such questions, and it will eliminate a lot of people. And when you hold a lot of people accountable, you'll feel lonely. It's part of life. But if you have to grow, don't let nonsense hold you back. Everyone has a right to grow. Everyone has a right to be in whatever phase they're in. So if you're looking to create wealth, look at people who've made it in life. If you're a woman, look at the Beyoncés, the Michelle Obamas. Look at the Ivanka Trumps, the Rihanna. Look at people who've really made it up there. See how they're doing. You can look at different people. You can even look at Melania Trump. There are women who make money, and they're still married, and their husbands who also are wealthier, or they take care of them. Because I don't believe in taking care of a man, no matter what. I believe in like the man being able to handle his crap, because I can't stand up for now. Yes, sweetie. Very sleepy. Mom is making too much noise. Okay, you guys, I'm going to say good night. My daughter has to go to sleep. It's 2 a.m. I love everybody. Think about what I said. Ask yourself which stage you're in. Leave a comment. What do you think? What do you worry about the most? Are you happy with your life? Is there something you would want to change? Um, do you feel empowered, or do you feel like you're on your knees and things are not to your liking? Let me know. It would be nice to know what audience I have and what stages people are in their lives. So, bye bye. I need to put my baby to bed. Thank you. Bye.